for what will be a cracker in the opening game of the second weekend in the Clare Senior Hurling Championship. Ballyea and Clooney Quincha, Ballyea versus Clooney Quin. Both teams coming into this game off defeats in round one. However, they were fairly contrasting, both in terms of result and performance. It has led to some changes on both teams, which we will run you through right now. Ballyea starting goal with Barry Coote. Their full back line this evening: Paul Flanagan, Peter Casey, and wearing number 20 will be Thomas Kelly. Gerard O'Connell, Jack Brown and James Murphy across the 40. Midfield for Ballyea this evening, named anyway, we expect it to change: Brian Murphy and Killian Gavin. It's Cathal O'Connor, Tony Kelly and Tygo Hulacan named in their half forward line, with an inside line of wearing number 21 Owen Donlan, 14 is Niall Deasy, and the number 22, the man that is the goal specialist, Marty O'Leary. For Clooney Quin, one change from the programme, and indeed a change, and a big one it is as well, from their first round loss to Erogue. Killian Duggan starts in goal. Brian McInerney, Evan Maxted and Killian O'Gara make up their full back line. Conor Grogan anchors the defence at 6. Derek Keogh and John Cahill join him at 5 and 7. Their captain Jimmy Corrie wears the number 9 jersey, and Sam Scanlon joins him at midfield. Coming into their half forward line wearing number 19 is Shane McNamara. Peter Duggan and Callum Hassett wear 11 and 12. Trevor Lee is edge of the square wearing number 14, with Dannon Fox and Ryan Taylor in the corners. Tommy Guilfoyle is our match analyst here in the bridge this evening. We're not going to predict the results of the weather, Tommy. It's been so unpredictable. We've had every season since we arrived here about an hour ago, but thankfully sun's shining right now. Big team news on both sides. Brandon O'Connell gone back to Australia. He was very impressive, I thought, for Ballyea the last day out, one of their shining lights and what was a poor performance. And then we look at Clooney Quin, no Jack O'Neill for them either, so two big losses.
It is, yeah, and again, I suppose, going into the second round of the championship, and the importance of this game, both sets of management would have wanted their full set to pick from, but look, that's the nature of the championship. It goes on. So the people coming in, I expect Shane Mack probably to go into the full back line for Clooney Quin, even though he's listed to replace the wing forward from the Ballyea side. They're bringing in Owen Donlan and Martin O'Leary, are very experienced players, and Kelly has lots of game time, so they're nothing new to those, but the magnitude of what's at stake this evening in now perfect conditions, a bit of a breeze blowing from the town in towards we can't say Coraclare, towards Kilkishen or Kilmurray, I suppose, but good evening for training for playing, so the winner takes all here, I think.
Yeah, the pitch in fine order, and O'Garney Park itself in fine order as well. And I suppose we have to compliment the chairman on that, Mr. O'Connor. Met him on the way in, he was handing out the programmes as well. Looking back to 2 weeks ago then, do you carry form forward, or has the 2 week break in between kind of given, I suppose in particular, Ballyea a chance to maybe work on what they needed to?
Well, I think, probably from Ballyea's point of view, they would have been disappointed, and what they would take forward probably would be a lot less than what Clooney Quin took forward out of their game against Erogue, because they felt that they deserved to get something out of that game, and to lose a championship game by a point in a great game, probably no consolation to Clooney, but I think they'll take a lot more positives than Ballyea would. But Ballyea have been here before, their backs have been to the wall. They have a lot of experienced players, and I think they're going to rely on those this evening. It'll be interesting to see, who they'll delegate to Mark Peter Duggan. I think, would it be Goodyear, would it be Jack Brown, or would it be someone else? And then, from a Clooney Quin point of view, who's going to pick up Kelly, because him above all, knows what's at stake here, and when the need has been greatest, Kelly has come up with the goods. So it'll be interesting to see the matchups as the game develops. But the bottom line here, it's win at all costs for either team.
Just watching the Ballyea warm-up here in particular, Tommy, one of the busiest men out there is actually their physio, Kieran Connolly. He's been in and out there to a couple of players, just patching them up as well. So, I mean, the last thing they need is anyone coming in at 75 or 80% health. But, given what's on the line, I know you won't be technically knocked out this evening if you lost, because there's still a scenario in the group where 3 teams could end up on 4 points. But it is making kind of Mount Everest out of Mount Callan.
Yeah, again, that's what's at stake here this evening. Let's call a spade a spade. Both have lost their first round, and you win 2 rounds, you lose control of your own destiny. Then you're at at other clubs. You're looking to do you a favour, and in championship that there'll be no favours done. Like, so, this kicks off a big weekend in the championship, and I think we spoke on the preview there. The way it just worked out was all the first round winners are playing the first round winners, and all the first round losers are playing the first round losers. So everyone in the one position, the winners win. You have a foot in the quarter final. You lose, and you're looking downwards rather than upwards.
That's why I loved that old format where there was the 16 teams, the 8 first round ties, and then winners played winners and losers played losers. You're kind of at the mercy of results when you go to a group phase, really. Yeah,
and again, look at one team could be out of it for all intents and purposes, and then you have the score difference. And just to remind me again, what's that rule? Rule 4-2-1 or something, was it, on score difference?
3 points something. Look at whatever it was. Basically, if 3 teams end up level or in a group, it's the 3 results between themselves, not the score difference in total that comes into it. So, for example, if a team lost all their 3 games, they don't be included in that. It's just, I think that makes it more competitive, though. I think we thank the Leinster Championship for that, because they were coming up with some way of making the hammerings that the lesser teams might have gotten.
They excluded the 3 bottom teams.
Exactly. So look, we'll go through we'll go through all that in the last round if we have to. Skies starting to darken again here over O'Garney Park, and as we do so, we can see it's Ballyea that are lining up to play with the Breeze in this
just
opening
looking at
half.
the matchups there, it looks like Brian Murphy is matching up with Peter Duggan there, and looking at the two of them there, they're 2 big strong men. So Jack Brown is on the wing here, so he could hurl a lot of ball.
Chris Maguire gets us underway. Paul Flanagan is travelling inside, looking to pick up Dannon Fox in that inside line. We know how lively Dannon Fox was in that first game. Paul, of course, bringing that huge All-Ireland winning experience to it, and our first decision of the day is overturned on the far side of the ground. It's going to be a line ball for Ballyea. Sullivan Hansbury Motors on the Kilrush Road and NSR commentary sponsors, and it's Tony Kelly lining up to take this line ball on the far side of the ground. 65 metres out, playing away to the goals, away from the dressing room end, the scoreboard end as it is here in a perfect O'Garney Park. Kelly, what a connection he gets on that one, but unfortunately for him, maybe too good as it travels all the way out left and wide. He was looking for Marty O'Leary. That one goes wide. Puck out is taken quickly. Dropping out deep to win this is Trevor Lee. Very, very close to the sideline here underneath us, and he's been fouled. So I'd imagine, will Peter Duggan trot out? No, he'll leave it because it's into the Breeze. Evan Maxted, the under 20 man, is here in front of us, and Peter Duggan indeed is going to come out and playing into the Breeze. Would he come out and just kill a little bit of time? No, they're calling across Derek Yo, I think, from one wing to the other. So all of that taking about 25 or 30 seconds out of Clooney Quin's time against the wind in this first half. Kyo, I'd say vert to the square with this one.
Yeah, no, he's a good dead ball striker, so probably he looked to hit the ball into space with lots of movement up front.
Yeah, down along the line it goes right into that corner, and Clooney Quin trying to launch this first attack down this near side of the pitch. They come long ball back across into the middle, but that's populated by 2 Ballyea jerseys, and one of them, the man that lifted Liam McCarthy. Will he lift his team here this evening? First strike at the goal is going away out to the right hand side and wide. That is the temptation with that Breeze at your back, but the ball goes right and wide. It's the second one of the afternoon for Ballyea. Lovely puck out into the hands of the very promising, very exciting John Cahill down on this near side of the ground. It's in there, lovely hand outside. Fox wins that first battle between himself and Paul Flanagan, cuts across towards the 45 metre line, half block down, gathers it again, shortens the grip on the hurley. So again, going to the right hand side and wide. So 3 shots, 2 for Ballyea, 1 for Clooney Quin. No score registered just yet, as teams are trying to judge the Breeze, Tommy, as much as anything.
Yeah, and again, Chris Maguire is letting the puck out go fast, so both respective defences are going to play on top now. Ballyea on the attack with
Thomas Kelly, the man from Shannon Gales, dropping that ball in, and that one has tailed inside the left hand upright. Positive score for Thomas. He's a man that was on the Clare Senior Football panel as well. Huge part of that Shannon Gales team for their intermediate championship campaign, but a good score from him, and you could see that Breeze, Tommy, he aimed it towards the left hand upright and it tailed it just inside.
Yeah, and a nice one for the forward, to get off the mark. Particularly, a guy coming in probably would have been probably knew he was starting with the injury, but again, quick Clooney Quin goes short to their half back line.
Yeah, and it's John Cahill carrying it forward up towards exactly in the middle of the park. Gets the call outside him. That's Derek Yo, far side of the ground in front of the Tom Morey Memorial Stand. Gudgy inside underneath. This one breaks it down, and it's Paul Flanagan, another of the field gang in Ballyea, this young group that came together after spending half their youth below the field poking around. But on this occasion, ball goes out over the sideline, and it's taken quickly, too quickly though, says Chris Maguire. Back you go with it. Callum Hassett thought he got away with that one, but Chris comes back and says, Peter Duggan, you take it from there. Wrong spot.
Yeah, I think that was it. And again, look at Clooney, Quin are well switched on. They want to do everything, the quick pace, and not allow Ballyea to settle.
Peter Duggan with the line ball. He's just looking around, scanning his options, moving inside. There's one or two lads there for him to aim at. Just getting wrapped up here in front of him is Callum Hassett. Instead it goes in towards Trevor Lee. Breaks down behind him, and the man that opened the scoring is now back defending. Thomas Kelly finding Cathal O'Connor, the cool mean man, the former Clare senior inter-county football star, putting the ball out the far side of the ground. First touch there for their new recruit Tygo Hulacan, the man from Waterford, and he's been fouled far side of the ground. And one thing we spotted about him, I suppose, in that opening round, a very, very high work rate, and you'd expect that. He's a guy that has played a lot of it. Yeah,
and again, he's new to me now. I wouldn't have seen him. I suppose obviously it's his first year with Ballyea, but a big addition to Ballyea. Particularly one of those club players that really work hard and do it for the team, particularly like when you have the likes of Kelly and Jack Brown and all those there, like, so again Kelly taking this long range free. Yeah,
it's just behind what would be a 45 metre line on his own side of the pitch, but yet again that ball going out left and wide. It's a third for Ballyea, the second with a strike at goal. The first one was a line ball that just carried a little bit too much on it, but they are all scoring chances being left behind. They've had 3 wides and a point on the board with 4.5 played.
Yeah, and again it looked like DC had been out at centre forward, but now he's in at full forward. So when you have a man like that in there, they should put it into him, keep it alive, because Clooney, Quin are getting good return off their own puck outs.
Killian Duggan, first one that's gone really high and long, former senior football championship winner with Cratloe, himself and his manager Fergal Lynch involved in that particular group back in 2013 and 14. Down it comes to Ryan Taylor as he shortens up the grip, that familiar little jink and jump as he strikes that ball brilliantly between the posts. Level pegging here, 1 point apiece, 5 minutes gone.
Yeah, and again, he'll be well freshened up for the last couple of weeks, and eager to get on the field and hopefully stay fit and stay on the field.
Puck out right down the middle, it goes in towards Niall DC, and the scrap develops, and this is what Ballyea have become accustomed to, as Tygo Hulacan goes through the middle, gets the hand off the shoulder, told to leave it there out to Owen Donlan. Donlan looking back over the shoulder, has he measured this one? No, again that's gone to the left and wide. That's 4 wides now for Ballyea, point apiece, 5.5 minutes played. Of course the man with the strong fecal connections, Owen Donlan in the corner, had his own injury setbacks there a couple of years ago, Tommy, but great to see him back.
Yeah, and again, look, he hasn't played a lot of hurling so far, but I mean, again, good work by O'Hulacan, offloaded at the right time, but just done and didn't have the finish.
Great hands from Trevor Lee on that occasion, winning the puck out, and back we're going to come, and I think referee Chris Maguire has just spotted something here.
Yeah,
now, was there contact with the face?
Yeah, there was I think once he hand passed it, the hurley came in. Now I don't think he meant it or anything, but just made contact with the helmet, and Chris Maguire allowed the advantage, but he's going to pull it back for a free here, where Aaron Hogg will look for the ball, and I presume Peter Duggan will come. Yeah,
Peter Duggan trotting out to take it. So an early yellow card there for James Murphy, and as you say, if he's going to be in or around that half backline area where Duggan and Ryan Taylor are operating, well, it's he will have to pull out 1 or 2 tackles, I would suggest. So 6.5 minutes gone, point apiece, free right here in front of us for Peter Duggan. He'll be, let's judge it, maybe 62 or so metres out from the post as he strikes this one. He's no more than one of his strides, I suppose, in from this near sideline, just trying to hurley under his oxter. That familiar stance as he looks at the goals away to our left hand side. The road goal end here in Auni Garnig in O'Garney Park. We have a perfect view of this one, but unfortunately from Peter's point of view, just stayed left. The breeze never caught it. It goes left and wide. Point apiece, 7 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, and again Peter had been disappointed, but probably hasn't taken that much frees. But the last day he scored most of them, so Ballyea now on the attack.
Cathal O'Connor breaking up the ball there. DC almost coming on to Conor Grogan inside, battling away for that one. He was brilliant the last day as well in that performance for Clooney Quin. First touch outside there for Shane McNamara, spreading the play wide over to the far side of the ground. That's Sam Scanlon scampering into space on the 65 metre line, being met outside there by Killian Gavin. Low ball into the corner again. Paul Flanagan just touching it behind him. Dan and Fox though not allowing him to come away with it cleanly, but Ballyea do have it back. back there, and that's picked up. Jack Brown going back when you need a man. Tommy, what was that quote we heard at the preview night, to put your head on Sunday where you wouldn't put the shovel Monday?
Yes, exactly. Well, we know Jack Brown and the way he hurls, so no fear.
Absolutely not, but this time ball launched long, and that was a good touch there from Killian Duggan just to bring it free of the goals, and just putting it out for a 65, so that'll be a chance and an opportunity, you would imagine. Let's see, DC himself will come back out to strike it. Breeze behind him, we won't put the kibosh on him, but generally these will lead to a score. 8 minutes gone. O'Sullivan Hansry Motors on the Kilrush Road, and it's our commentary sponsors, Niall DC, standing over the ball. How many times have we said that in the last couple of years for Ballyea? Let's see where this one goes. There's a fair trajectory on it. The umpires are stretching the neck muscles to have a look up at that one as it goes straight between the posts from Niall DC. 2 points to 1, Ballyea lead. Yeah,
and again, with that breeze, I suppose, as you said earlier on, in the first couple of minutes they had 4 wide, so it's nice to get it free on the board.
Breaking up that ball in the middle of the park, 2 Ballyea players going for it, and it's just robbed out of their hands, and Gudgie thought he had got away with that one, but Chris Maguire right on the scene, free in for Clooney Quin. And I suppose I know they started at a great old pace, Tommy, but they'll want the play broken, kill any little momentum while they're playing into the breeze.
Yeah, and again, I suppose, for the last couple of balls, they're hitting in good short balls, hopping in front of their inside line, and between Fox and the inside line they're scanning, they have lots of pace in there, so Paul Flanagan will have to use all his experience there. And again, he'll be looking for the players out the field to work a bit harder and cut the supply to the inside line, because they have that ability inside.
Thomas Kelly, the last man to get up off the ground after that last challenge, so it's going to be a free in. It's going to be Derek Hewitt to take it just maybe 5 or 6 metres behind the 65 metre line at the row goal end here. Breeze into his face. Let's see, will he have the distance? There's a few targets inside. If it does drop short, it's certainly going to have the distance. Accuracy now is the next question, and that is absolutely spot on. Brilliant strike from Derek Hewitt. 2 points apiece. We have just coming up on 9.5 minutes gone. Thomas Kelly had to leave the field after getting the treatment. He's back on. We're resuming at 15 each as we watch in the goals. Barry Coote, the man just striking it out right down the middle. It goes once again, and a bit of a race comes on. The first touch here will be vital, and let's see, can they pick it up? It's who's going to come on to it. Right on the 45 metre line they go, getting that hand pass away back towards DC. Gudgie comes in and tidy things up. Garrod O'Connell leaves it back here to Kelly, in turn flicks it back around to Jack Brown, just standing on his own 65 metre line. That looks like a good strike. It is. It's brilliant from Jack Brown. It's one of those scores that can just lift the crowd in the stand, lift all around him. 3-2 Ballyea lead with 10 minutes played.
Yeah, Kelly, was in possession, elected to, to flick it back to Jack Brown, and with the aid of that breeze over the bar, much needed score for Ballyea.
Ball out here once again towards Trevor Lee, and a good target he is indeed too, and in comes the ball. The schlitter goes out, hits the press box here to our right hand side. There's a Skoda car below there. I think they might have got a scutch of it as well, but we'll let the man that owns that check it at half time. And you can probably hear the exchanges, shall we call them, here underneath us, and it's getting fairly heated now, needlessly enough, I have to say, over a line ball, lads. But I suppose that's what's at stake. Everyone's pumped up this evening, but Chris Maguire now is the man that doesn't take any of this, and a yellow card flashed there to one of the Ballyea mentors, and well, he'd be as well pleased now, I suppose, just to leave it go, because it was a line ball for Clooney Quin. Jimmy Curry trying to ignore all that goes on around him as he strikes that line ball very close here underneath us. It eventually goes into a Ballyea line ball, so maybe karma happening here, but all very heated on the line, Tommy.
Yeah, and again, probably, Fergal Lynch would have been involved with teams in Galway, so maybe they would have got to know each other maybe before this evening, and exchange pleasantries. All I would say.
If that's a pleasantry, Tommy, I wouldn't like to fall out with you. Niall DC carrying the ball down the near side of the pitch, and actually in one change to what we were told on the programme, Mossy Gavin has actually started in the corner wearing the number 15 jersey, so that might have been a late change. We did say that the physio was going around there. I don't see the change that might have just happened, but we'll wait for it at the moment. Ball taken down here in front of us. We can definitely see Jack Brown, we can definitely see Ryan Taylor making the challenge, and I think Jacko used his experience there, just leaned in to make it look as if Ryan Taylor was about to decapitate him, but it's going to be a free for Clooney, or for Ballyea I should say, and clear cut enough, but good stuff from Jack Brown.
Yeah, I just wonder there is
Killian Gavin.
I don't see number 9 there, so maybe Gavin He's started instead of him, so we'll just have to confirm it.
Yeah, one Gavin for the other, maybe Mossy for Killian. We can see Niall Deasy here anyway, standing on his own 65-metre line. This one just tailing at the last moment inside that left-hand upright. Great strike from Deasy, and for all the hurling that's been done, 12.5 minutes played, it's Ballyea leading by 4 points to 2.
Yeah, and again with that breeze, I suppose it's hard to gauge how strong it is out there, but definitely Ballyea have the advantage of it. Clooney Quin just struggling to win clean possession for the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, just poor on that last puck, I thought, because DC had stayed out for the free, and then the ball is directed right down on top of him, and given that he's such a physical presence, you'd be saying keep it away from him, but Clooney Quin have turned it over in defence, and they're coming clear of it. It's Evan Maxted, big strong bruiser, to quote his manager perhaps here underneath us, as the ball is now in the hands of Jimmy Corrie, the captain, carrying the fight. He's got a man after him, but he's still going. Flick across, Corrie still holds on to it. That's lovely control. Ball hits the ground, he picks it up again, and Chris McGuire was at the little flick across, but it was great tracking there from Thomas Kelly, but there was a little late flick across, but great burst of pace there from Corrie.
Yeah, and again, from a Ballyea point of view, ran right through the centre from midfield, so it's something that but you could see, Kelly was trying to get nearer to him and did flick across the elbow, so I think by the letter of the law that's a yellow card, but me or you wouldn't get that because we wouldn't be able to catch up with them when we were following them. So
no, we'd be roaring at someone to come out and meet him. Come out and meet him. Yeah, it's going to be Peter Duggan, no more than 25 or so metres out from the post, just slightly to the left hand side. It should suit him, and his manager here underneath us watching back at the other end of the ground just to make sure everything is lined up, as Peter Duggan does dispatch that straight between the posts. His first point of the evening. It's now 4 points to 3. It's Ballyea leading, 14 minutes gone. O'Sullivan Handsfree Motors, our commentary sponsors. Barry Cook goes long, switches the point of attack over here once again. DC's inside underneath. This ball breaks down. Who's going to pick this one up? DC picks up his own break, robbed Conor Grogan there. Back comes to Gerard O'Connell, hasn't room to swing the hurley. Maybe Tony Kelly will have off his right hand side. He's dancing around on his toes, watching this one flying straight between the posts. Tony Kelly with an audition for Riverdance as he watched that ball flying goalwards. 5 points to 3 with 14.5 played.
Yeah, and again, the DC to Gudgie, I think was it, and Gudgie kept control of it, and that's where Kelly always makes himself available, and a brilliant score.
He's inside. Gudgie, what a take that is in the air, just behind his own 65 from that puck out, and he's fouled as well, so that's going to be a free and a chance. Once again, is Niall Deasy going to come out? No, maybe Jacko, or no, Deasy's right there in front of us, so he is going to take it, but it's the intensity that Ballyea have brought in this first 15 minutes is equal, if not surpassing, what they brought the entire 60 the last day.
Yeah, and again, the person most likely to epitomise that was the man that just got the free there, Gudgie. He shows resilience and resistance there, and look at he's still at it when the ball is gone over his head.
He certainly is. Now that ball from Niall Deasy from the free has gone right and wide. He shook his head immediately once he struck it, knew that the connection just wasn't there, but they still lead by 2. Remember though, playing with a strong enough breeze here, it must be said, in O'Garney Park, as we watch the puck out once again back here for Killian Duggan. Now he doesn't have anything short, so he's got to go long, and he's changing it. He is to the far side of the ground. Let's see who's over there. Good stick up from Ryan Taylor to try and bring it to ground. Now the bit of a ruck and the little bit of a scrap develops, and coming away with it, just losing his feet. And again, look at that, the body's absolutely flying in around it, and it's Ballyea coming away with it. Good work back there by Murphy. Gets the hand pass away out here to Cathal O'Connor. He goes right down through the centre, off here to Niall Deasy again, who's playing a much deeper role than the number 14 in his back would maybe tell you. Gudgie is the link man once again, gets the call outside him, in towards Kelly, takes the contact back onto his right hand side, plays it in a little bit lower. Perhaps he would have found Owen Donnan on that occasion, but again the ball travelling out to the left hand side and wide. But in fairness to Ballyea, Tommy, you can see what they're doing. They want to feed that inside line quickly. Yeah,
and they get DC on the ball and win the ball deep and then give it to someone coming through. If Kelly, Gudgie, Jack Brown have that ability to come onto the ball.
Trevor Lee is on the ball right now, 21 metres out from the goals, but at a very, very tight angle, cutting inside to try and kill it, and he does that. That's a great score from Trevor Lee. He just kicked off his left boot into the right and just made the angle that little bit more friendly, shall we say, and cut the ball straight between the posts. Back to one between them, 5-4 with 16.5 gone. Yeah. 9 scores in 16 minutes, Tommy, not bad.
No, and again, Ballyea have 6 wides, so they have the advantage of the breeze. I think Clooney Quin are a lot more economical. They're working the ball nearer to the goals. They're acknowledged that there's a bit of a breeze. So, good play by Clooney.
Great hands from Niall Deasy, taking the ball from that puck out now, coming into a more central position, gets the call off the shoulder. That's Gavin, switches it back around. Here's another chance for Thomas Kelly. He got the opening score of the game. Has he got this one? one. He certainly has. It just drops with the minimum to spare over the crossbar. That's a second point for Thomas Kelly. It's a 6 for Ballyea, who lead 6-4, 17 and a half minutes gone. Puck out is taken quickly right down the centre. Peter Duggan is the target. Up goes to Hurley, but who's behind him? Only the wily old Jack Brown tries to break the challenge, gets the call outside him from Gerard O'Connell. These two have been absolutely brilliant for many years for Ballyea. Down the line it comes towards Martin O'Leary. Can he trap it first time? Red helmet, blue boots, spins the back and wheels around. He's got Killian O'Gara for company. Did he bring him to ground? Referee Chris Maguire says no. Marty's lost to Hurley, so he tries a solo. Why wouldn't he? He played senior inter-county football for Clare. That ball is struck in there by Cathal O'Connor. He did the same for many years, but this one has gone to the right and wide. It's a 7th wide for Ballyea, who lead by 2, 6-4, 18 played.
Yeah, and again, Ballyea have that ability to, retain possession, but they always have an option of, a player coming off the ball, whereas, Clooney Quin are trying to keep the game open and, move on to the ball. And again, great work by Jack Brown. Yeah,
loose enough puck out right down that middle channel where Jack Brown was absolutely hunting around. And Jack Brown from the centre-back position for Ballyea has just notched his second point from play of the evening, 7-4. It's now a 3-point gap for the Ballyea men with 18 and a half played.
Again, look at Jack Brown. Is a brilliant striker of the ball, but the way he tacked that ball, Ballyea know the game is on the line here. They're showing a bit more urgency than Clooney Quin at the moment.
Trevor Lee is the target for that puck out, but this time Ballyea have absolutely got the numbers around him, and Thomas Kelly is coming in. Cathal O'Connor tidies it up, gets the call behind him. Great work back there. Killian Gavin has started, so we'll need to do the lot of numbers once again to see who else has been taken off, but we'll tidy all that up at half time. Long ball into that inside line once again. Up goes the hands inside, but that's well broken down. Clooney Quin now maybe with a chance to launch that counter attack as Evan Maxted has it on his own 45. He decides he's going to spread the play wide over to the far side of the ground, just bypasses Sam Scanlon. Killian Gavin over there. Sam just robs him as he goes to pick it up, but can't tidy it. Jack Brown goes across, puts his body right on the line once again. Let's see, it's in this deepening evening sunshine, shall we call it. We can certainly see the red helmet of Paul Flanagan coming clear up towards the 45 metre line. Right down it comes towards Mossy Gavin. Lovely control from him. He has time, he has space. Has he got an 8th point for Ballyea here this evening? The umpire's going across, they're not sure. The hands have waved, it has gone wide, but I have to say they're not overly sure about it. And Chris Maguire is indeed telling them, yeah lads, that was a point. I just thought by Mossy's body language that he had got that ball between the posts. So that's a big score once again. 9-4 now is what that scoreboard should read, with just coming up on 20 minutes played.
Yeah, Ballyea getting a lot of shots off from around that middle third, where they're physically probably that much over. Peter Duggan clean win from the puck out.
Yeah, let's see what he's going to do with it. He has the advantage as he strikes the ball inside. Paul Flanagan has won it, but that doesn't matter. No, sorry, 8-4. That's the correct score here away to our right hand side. But in fairness to Chris Maguire, good officiating. He was in the perfect position there right behind Mossy as he set his feet to strike that ball. But if you're Clooney Quin, you're wondering, how did he get a pocket of space there to be able to stand and settle himself and shoot it the way he did?
Yeah, I think Clooney Quin maybe around that middle third are being sucked into the player on possession, whereas Ballyea seem to to step out of the play or step out of the ruck and have that man available. And when you've good strikers on the ball, particularly with the breeze, they will punish you. And
Peter Duggan has punished for that latest indiscretion as he gets his second free of the evening. So 8 points to 5, just one between them. But as we keep saying, it's a stiff enough breeze out there, and Clooney Quin are playing against it in this opening half. Barry Coote with the puck out. He's reaching down towards the 65 metre line. It goes beyond everybody, but that's well tidied up. Clooney Quin now coming clear with it, always in the hands there of Brian McInerney, but it just dropped out of him at the crucial moment. The block comes in, and tidying it up there is Conor Grogan. 3 Ballyea men around him, so he has to find Killian O'Gara. Nice recycling it through the lines out to Jimmy Curry. He turns the fence into attack. Long direct ball looking for Sam Scanlon, but once again Jack Brown is the link man over there on the far side of the ground, thinking about another one from distance. Jacko with an absolute monster of a strike that's gone straight between the posts. 3 points from the number 6 for Ballyea, a 9th of the evening. They lead by 4.
Again, again the play is coming from that midfield, and while the range was off earlier on, they've started to tot up the scores with the wides being earlier on was costing them, but now every shot has gone over.
Puck out is down on top of Peter Duggan, and when he can do that, why wouldn't he up with that familiar one-handed model where he switches one to the other across the goes to Derek Hugh, bypasses the challenge there from Gudgie, looks at the post. He got a brilliant one from a free earlier on, and he's got one from play now. That's a classy score from Derek Hugh, but he had to sell the dummy rather quickly because Gudgie was coming like a train, went by him and had the time to put 3 between them. Ballyea 9, Clooney Quin 6, 22 played.
Yeah, from a Ballyea point of view, they'll be quite happy to crowd out Peter Duggan, and if he's in possession, there's lots of bodies around him, but he got the pass off there, and again Keogh did the rest.
Ball is again tidied up back here through John Cahill, who's maybe been a little bit quieter, very prominent in that first 5 minutes, I have to say, for Clooney Quin. Tiger Hulacan going right through the middle again. Peter Duggan goes back and takes it off. He goes 2 through 3 him in, keeps going. He still hasn't caught the ball. It's hit the ground now, so he just kicks it out in front of him. But Jack Brown stands back and says thank you very much. He's thinking about another one. Jack has the gander up, but this time maybe the rush of blood as the ball just dribbles out to the right hand side of the goal and wide. That does register eventually. They're 8th wide of the contest. It's fairly hairy out there, but it's class championship action, I have to say.
Yeah, and again Jack standing strong, at centre back, even though there's lots of play in front of him, but he has that ability to sit back and pick up the ball.
Killian Duggan is told by Peter, put it back down on top of me. That's exactly where the ball is going. Lovely little touch around the corner, but that was brilliantly read there by Peter. Casey gives it on towards Thomas Kelly, takes it past the 65. Casey continued his run out to the left hand side. Can he get the ball up? Keogh interrupts it, and Cahill profits. Nice hands off there to Jimmy Curry, recycling it back to Brian McInerney. Goes long down the line, space and time over on the far side of the ground for Callum Hassett. Steps inside trying to cut the angle. Jack Brown out to meet him, so too was Tony Kelly. Between them though, have they managed to put him off? They have. Ball goes out to the left and wide. Great work rate there from the Ballyea men. Brown and Kelly just doing enough to put him off, but again the space did open up. It
did, yeah. And when Peter Casey went forward, no one picked up Callum Hassett, who had pulled away, but I think Jack Brown stood him up and was happy to let him shoot from out in that wing, and for Clooney Quin wide again. Yeah,
it's Niall Deasy this time just finding a little bit of space out near the sideline. Not the easiest place in the world to score from, but for Niall Deasy that completes the set. A 65, a free and a point from play for him in this first half. 10-7 Ballyea lead, 3 between them, 6 to go to the break.
Yeah, I suppose from a Ballyea point of view, all their big names have stood up and making big contributions. Clooney Quin just struggling to win primary possession at the moment. Peter Duggan now on the ball.
2 main puck-out targets that I can see anyway, Trevor Lee and Peter Duggan, and both of them now from a Ballyea point of view were covered on that last one as the ball is sent down the line, and Thomas Kelly has time to pick it up and look inside and see what are his options. Let's see, can that Barry Coote is the man that drives it away down the field here in the direction of Owen Donlan himself and John Cahill having a right hold battle. Chris Maguire watching it and happy enough to let it continue. It's Peter Duggan that picks it up, immediately just decides to send it long into that quick and the nice hands it is of Sam Scanlon as he sends this ball in, but there's just a late tail on it as it goes out to the right hand side and wide. But you can see they're kind of interchanging here between Gudgie and Kelly to pick up Trevor Lee on those puck outs. Duggan has none more so than Jack Brown to pick him up on there, so they're certainly not making it easy for them.
Yeah, but Peter Duggan is having to go very deep to win the ball, and I think Ballyea will be quite happy to let him have possession out there.
Can Ryan Taylor add another point? This one, the umpire is coming away out again to just wave the hands to the left and wide, so Clooney Quin now starting to rack up the wides. They've 2 or 3 hit there now in the last couple of minutes. They could have been big scores before the break, because 3 points is roughly about what that window's worth.
It is, yeah, and again, I suppose, Ballyea, now on top now, Clooney Quin have been forced into taking shots. Trevor Lee again on the ball with Gudgie.
Yeah, Gerard O'Connell right in there, just loses his footing here in front of us, and immediately he's surrounded. Tony Kelly goes in to try and pick it up, but it's Cathal O'Connor is the man that comes away with it. Just sets his feet. Oh, there's a bit of space and time over here. That's Thomas Kelly. There's a man off the shoulder. Is he going to pop it inside? Goes himself. Oh, that's a brilliant interception. Mossy Gavin is still there though to try and pick it up. There was an absolutely brilliant goal chance there from a Ballyea point of view, but the ball is now in the hands of John Cahill for Clooney Quin. Fouled on his own 45 metre line. The ball should have been just popped inside a little bit, just a little bit late, quicker than that, Tommy, I have to say. He maybe took that second or two.
He was
just allowed the defender to come and read it.
But credit Shane Mack, wily old character there. He's not called silent for nothing. I think he's used all his experience. He just went halfway, didn't commit, and got a vital stop on the ball, and Clooney Quin with a resulting long range free.
And it is Killian Duggan that takes it. Once again, Peter is the target. Up goes the left hand, ball breaks down in front of him. Let's see, the ruck develops. Now Chris Maguire has a far better view of this than we do. He's crouched down just having a look at it, and he's blowing the whistle, so I think he's obviously decided that ball is going nowhere, so I'll throw it in. He's looking for it there. Yeah, so again we look at the scoreboard, 10 points to 7, 27 minutes gone here in the second half, or the first half I should say.
Yeah,
so we're just checking the scoreboard there, I think, are we?
We are, yeah. I think we'll probably have to wait and see there now. I have it 9-6 it's 10-7. I know it's the same difference, but
yeah, well, we'll tidy that up with Chris Maguire there at half time, but at the moment you can still take it that there's 3 points between them as Tony Kelly has the ball far side of the ground, spins around, delivers it inside, looking for the run there of DC. Brilliant defending there once again from McNamara, gets the simple little hand pass away out to Evan Maxted, long ball inside, but that will suit Paul Flanagan all day long. Lovely stick control from him. Takes it down again. There's a long ball right into the danger zone. DC's inside underneath this one. Ball just breaks behind him. There's a chance here once again. That is Owen Donlan. Can he get the stick to it and can he direct it goalwards? Yes is the answer to both those questions. Owen with his first point, and 11-7 or 10-6, whatever way you want to call it. There's 4 between them with 28 gone in this opening half. Again,
good ball into the inside line. I think it passed the first defender, but Donlan was out in front and took the right option, put it over the bar just to keep the scoreboard ticking over for Ballyea.
Yeah, I've only 10 points marked down from here as well, so I think 10-6 could be a fairly accurate summation of this first half score. Tygo Hulacan on the ball on the far side of the ground for the Ballyea men, and again the referee just stopping the play. There was a couple of physios ready to come on to deal with something that they had spotted, but again Chris Maguire taking control of this. It's certainly been hot and heavy out there, but brilliant championship fare. O'Sullivan Hansbury Motors on the Kilrush Road and Ennis, our commentary sponsors here this evening. Gudgie and Trevor Lee, the 2 men going in for that throw ball, and it's taken away. Casey's the man, or James Murphy I should say, is the man that's coming away with it. Off his shoulder there is Cathal O'Connor, 65 metres out from the post. He's just looking longingly after this one, urging it to just turn at the last moment, but it didn't. It stayed outright and wide. 10 points to 6 is how it stands here with minute plus the additional time to go. Puck out once again for Killian Duggan. They've tried left and they've tried right. They're coming to the left hand side as he looks at it right now, down towards Trevor Lee once again. Gudgie inside underneath him. Thomas Kelly there to pick up the break. Ryan Taylor with him, trying to put him off the stride. In towards Jack Brown, sells the little dummy, goes by a couple of tackles. Thomas Kelly's there again. He decides no more messing, let's strike it right into that far corner, but Shane McNamara knew that they were going to do that themselves before they knew it. Down to John Cahill. He's on where a 45 metre line would be. Sells the dummy, goes past Owen Donlan, looks up now, he can't catch it again, so he has to flick it forward. He does, but it didn't exactly help the cause of Evan Maxted in winning it, but there has been a free given instead.
I think a late tackle on John Cahill once he
questioned here underneath us. Barry Cullinan not exactly happy with it, but I think to be fair there can be no arguing with it. It was a late challenge.
Yeah, and again, Cahill, has the pace where he's prepared as a defender to take on the forward, and 9 times out of 10 forwards don't be great in tackling and give away a free. Real forwards free.
Just had a chance there to tot up the Clooney's Quin scores. They've only got 6, so it is 10-6. The scoreboard has the correct margin but wrong line, as we shall say, as we watch Tony Kelly hitting a 9th wide of the first half now for Ballyea. But again, I suppose it was a long delivery that just went a bit too long, but still in all, use of the ball will be something they'll have to talk about.
Yeah, I make it 11 wides for Ballyea at the moment, so everyone is disagreeing. We'll agree to disagree.
We'll split the difference, Tommy. They've had 10.
Yeah.
Long puck out there once again. It comes from Killian Duggan, dropping here right in front of Trevor Lee once again, and this time Ryan Taylor first to the breaking ball, 65 metres out from the goals, gets a call inside him. Bit of time and opportunity here now for Jimmy Curry. He's got Thomas Kelly right in front of him. He does get his strike away, has it got the legs, just dropping short, and Barry Coote at the second time of asking gets the ball under control and gets the way out here towards Gudgie. Himself and Trevor Lee having a right good battle. Trevor picks it up, gets the call from Peter Duggan, turns and slashes that one goalwards and puts it over the bar. That's a really instinctive score from Duggan. Just gave a little look at the post before he got the hand pass delivered to him from Trevor Lee. Ball goes between them. There's 3 points between the sides, 10-7 officially, but worryingly now from a Ballyea point of view, there's an injury inside there, and
one of the Murphys, is it?
Yeah, he's gone as well, he's saying. So that's going to be a big loss to them. As referee blows the half-time whistle at an opportune occasion. So we'll send someone after Chris there just to double check the scoreboard. But that's a massive loss. It's James Murphy that's just limping off, and he immediately signalled to Kieran Connolly there that he was gone. And to be fair to James, he's not the type that does that unless it's absolutely necessary.
It's his hamstring he's holding there going off. So something you can't get play with it with a hamstring. So big blow to Ballyea. But look, I suppose coming in from losing their first game and probably not playing up to their own standards, they've really come this evening to play and to perform, and that they are ahead by, we'll say, 2 or 3 points at the moment. But I think the 11 wides that they have accrued, could come back to haunt them.
Yeah, so there's a discrepancy here on the scoreboard. There's a couple of people disputing it, but we'll tidy it all up for you in just a couple of moments. In order to do that, we'll take a very, very quick break, but do join us, we're not going anywhere. Thomas Kelly, the man from Shannon Gales, dropping that ball in, and that one has tailed inside himself and his manager, Fergal Lynch, involved in that particular group back in 2013 and 14. Down it comes to Ryan Taylor as he shortens up the grip. That familiar little jinking the preview night to put your head on Sunday where you wouldn't put the shovel Monday.
Yes, exactly. Well, we know Jack Brown and the way he hurls, so no fear.
Absolutely not, but this answer is Niall Deasy standing over the ball. How many times have we said that in the last couple of years for Ballyea? Let's see where this one goes. There's a fair trajectory on it. The umpires are stretching the neck muscles, and here breeze into his face. Let's see, will he have the distance? There's a few targets inside. If it does drop short, it's certainly going to have the distance. Accuracy now is the next question, and that is absolutely tidy things up. Gerard O'Connell leaves it back here to Kelly, in turn flicks it back around to Jack Brown, just standing on his own 65-metre line. That looks like a good strike. It is. It's brilliant.
Jack Brown, and with the air that breeze over the bar, much needed score for Ballyea.
Ball out here once again towards Trevor Lee, and a good target he is indeed too. And but we'll let the man that owns that check it at half time. And yeah, you can probably hear the exchanges, shall we call them, here underneath us, and it's getting fairly heated now, needlessly enough, I have to say, over a line ball, lads. But I suppose we want to see the change that might have just happened, but we'll wait for it at the moment. Ball taken down here in front of us. We can definitely see Jack Brown, we can definitely see Ryan Taylor making the challenge. Yeah, one Gavin for the other, maybe Mossy for Killian. We can see Niall Deasy here anyway, standing on his own 65-metre line. This one just tailing at the last moment inside that big strong bruiser, to quote his manager perhaps here underneath us, as the ball is now in the hands of Jimmy Corrie, the captain, carrying the fight. He's got a man after him, but he's still going. Flick across, Corrie still holds on to it. That's lovely control. Ball hits the ground, he picks it up again, and Chris McGuire was at the little flick across the Duggan, no more than 25 or so metres out from the post. To have a chat with him, so we'll bring you all that when it comes to it. But in an overall sense, Tommy, whether there's 3 or 4 between them, from a Ballyea point of view, how will they be in that dressing room?
Yeah, I think they'll be, quite happy, but probably when they look at the stats, to have, 11 wides on the board, that's a lot for 31 minutes of hurling. They'll be disappointed, but I suppose they'll look at the positives and say, they're getting on the ball, they're getting the shots, and it's probably the second half now. They'll probably need to work the ball a bit nearer to the goal area around that D to make the scores for the shooters that bit handier. But Clooney Quin started off, where they could get primary possession. They moved the ball through the lines fairly quick, but I think Ballyea then have battened down the hatches down there around the middle third, and they've brought out all their big guns out there. When you look at the players they have there, across the half back line, Jack Brown and Gudgie are very much involved in the game. Kelly is coming out from centre forward. DC is there, Cathal O'Connor is there, and O'Hulican on the far side is giving them an option. So they're probably winning that middle third battle, and probably need to get Ryan Taylor into the game a bit more, maybe coming from a bit deep. Ryan Taylor, he has that ability to get on the ball, but they have the players inside. Now I suppose Clooney Quin will look at Ballyea saying that they had 11 wides. we need to work the ball near to goals and get our shooters on the ball.
Yeah, so we're told now it is 11-7 is the correct scoreline that the referee has. Now I just see the Clooney Quin Twitter account has it at 11-8, which I suppose they'll give themselves an extra point if they can, but 11-7 is on the scoreboard, 11-7 is in the referee's book, so that's all we have to go by. So a 4-point lead from that point of view. Now from a Clooney Quin perspective, like we look at that inside line that they're kind of running with Sam Scanlon, Den and Fox, and if either Duggan or Trevor Lee being the kind of target man, with the breeze now and the delivery zone kind of more here on their own 65, do we expect them to adopt a more direct approach?
Yeah, maybe they might put Peter Duggan into the edge of the square, but then it's about getting the ball into him. And from a Ballyea point of view, one of their big defenders, James Murphy, has gone off, so it'll be interesting to see how they'll rejig their defence there. Probably maybe when you're looking down through it, Angus Keane probably may come in there as a defender. Not sure who else to have in their defence lineup. So Murphy is a big blow because he's one of those wholehearted players who has a strong physical presence. So a blow to them. And as I said, they've already lost a couple of players before the game, but Ballyea will be probably quite happy that they're in the game at half time. Now it's going to come down. They're going to put it up. Clooney Quin, they can't go chasing the game with pot shots from the midfield. I think they need to, work the ball near to the goal, the scoring area, where they have the ability in there. Scanlon and Hassett and Fox is very impressive. But if the ball isn't going in, Ballyea will be quite happy to play the game on their terms. Yeah,
4-point lead for Ballyea, as you say, but win to come for Clooney Quin. So what all that'll mean over the next 45 minutes or so will be very interesting in the makeup of this particular group. Our other commentary game this weekend, well, the first of two from the famed Dr. Daly Park in Tulla, is Scariff and Broadford tomorrow evening. That one has a 4 o'clock start. It's the first of a double header. Newmarket and Durham Airfield will be there at 6 o'clock. What do you make of this one?
Yeah, and again, a big, East Clare Derby game in Tulla. It'll be the return to the old days there. I'd say there'll be a big crowd for the 4 o'clock game. You would say, Broadford will be quite happy to get over the first round again against their near neighbours, O'Callaghan's Mills. Scariff, very impressive, beating Aina Kilnamona. So their confidence will be up. But I expect Broadford to make it tough and really contest and compete. But I just think at this stage that young and all as Scariff are, they're just slightly ahead. They have a probably more consistent scoring threat with the Crotties allied to Mark Rogers. So while Broadford won't be found wanting, I just think that maybe Scariff might have enough to get over the line.
And a man that kind of slips by in a lot of the analysis, and he shouldn't, because he comes up, like we saw him last year with some incredible scores, and Patrick Ryan is a major man for them inside as well.
And again, he has sometimes, he has goal on his mind the whole time, and that's a forward instinct. So it's a matter of making the right decisions. But yeah, I think they have, a scoring threat. And then, you look at on the Broadford side, they have one of the up and coming players, Niall O'Farrell, from both freeze and play. They have probably the most exciting youngster to come on the scene in the last couple of years, Owen Gunning, stepping up into the adult ranks. It'll be interesting to see who they'll deploy on Mark Rogers. Would it be a big ask for Gunning to take up Rogers?
It'd be some clash, wouldn't clash?
Again, but it would be a big ask. But look, the matchups are going to be crucial. Crotty, I think between the Crotties, the Leicester, I think they got 10 points from play, which is a great return. So I think Broadford, we'll have to really, tighten up on the Scariff forwards and limit the quality ball going in, because, good and all as defenders are, if the quality of the ball is to the forward advantage, there ain't much that the backs can do.
Yeah, certainly. And then just to see on particularly on, I think it was on the Rogue social media and Clonlara as well, just ahead of Sunday, like the planning that has gone into this weekend from Tulla's point of view, with the extra parking they've laid on and all the different traffic management and stuff like that. Like a savage venue, you played there several times, the magic that it brings, but the way that venue has been brought into what we call the modern era without losing the old magic, and the people that are involved in it now, like, it's just all brilliant.
Yeah, and again, look at it, I mean, when you probably develop the grounds and spend money, you probably expect to get the big games, and what an addition it has been. It had always been the hill of Tulla. the wine-swept hill of Tulla down through the years, but as you said, they've brought it into the 2024 standards. Gym, brilliant facilities. I think the press area. You couldn't have a better view on a sunny day on the hill in Tulla, and I think it just adds to the occasion. But for the two teams, it's what happens between the white lines and Saturday, and it will be a big game, but a bigger game against Sunday there with Clonlara and Rogue. Probably not a funny venue, but probably one that you would have thought would be in Cusick Park, but I think the board have backed Tulla to be able to carry this game. It's on television with Tina G as well as Clare FM doing it. So if you can't, I'm disappointed. That Fecal are playing at 3:00. So probably my loyalties were tested, but I'll be in the park for 3:00. But I'll have the video on for Tina G when I go home. If the dinner is ready, I'll watch it while I'm watching the dinner.
Turkey burgers again?
No, turkey burgers this evening there now. It could be a bit of maybe, chicken or whatever. Well, at this stage, no.
You'll take what's given to you.
Exactly.
That's the voice of experience from the man to my right hand side. Another great bridge stalwart here just coming across the field, Ronan Keane. We had the pleasure of his company here in the truck, the commentary position just before the game. It doesn't air a game on the bridge without him.
No, and again, his father passed away, the great Pedro. Great character down through the years, both on the soccer field and on the GA pitch, and one of those great characters down through the years. So again, our condolences to Ronan and his family there. But yeah, he probably, Sil told him, was Sil tell him to put out the flags, or did he take it on his own initiative to put out the flags?
He tells Sil what to do. He tells everybody what to do.
Ronan is the boss.
He certainly is. There's no doubt about it. Yep. So Ballyea and Clooney Quin back out for this second half. 11-7 is the half-time score we have confirmed. So we'll work off that basis. Chris Maguire has the ball outside in the middle of the park. Both management teams just making their way behind the white lines. Huge half an hour ahead in this group. Getting to 4 points would put a foot and a half into a quarter final out of what has been an incredible group, and a foot I should say. Certainly on Sunday the two winners will do just that as well. But Jack Brown has started off this second half, attacking ball down there, looking for Cian Kirby, who's been introduced here at half time as well, and being fouled outside there. That's going to be a free for the Clooney Quin men, and John Cahill has been told to leave it down to Derek Yo. Now we'll watch inside. There's Peter Duggan, Tommy, put right into the verge of the square. As we said, James Murphy going off just before half time takes that physical presence away. Long ball looking for Peter, but this is the danger now when you start delivering those long balls. You kind of force it, and oftentimes, like what just happened there, it just harmlessly left him wide. Yeah,
and again, I think Ballyea will be well wise to that, and I think they'll be quite happy to deny Peter Duggan clean possession, because if he gets it in there, panic stations, the temptation is to foul, and if it's a penalty there, Peter Duggan, well capable of putting it away, but Derek Yona well guided on the puck out.
Yeah, read it perfectly. Just stepped behind two men, knowing that was where the ball was going to drop. Plays it dangerously. It's holding up inside for Duggan as he got it to ground. Just went out over the end line. He's arguing the toss inside, but it won't change the umpire's mind. Ball did go left and wide, so stays 4 between them. Let's look here in front of us again. Derek Yo being picked up there by Tygo Hulacan, just slapping the hurley and rubbing his hands ready if that ball is going to come his way. It just might, as it drops down on top of Niall Deasy. Goes right behind him. Thomas Kelly almost swept that break out in front of him. DC still battling away, looking for Jimmy Curry, the quickest to snap it up. Now he's got runners off the shoulder. Sam Scanlon's one of them. Good hands from Scanlon. He decides to head for goal. He's 21 out. Across comes Jack Brown. Low ball inside. Well dealt with by Barry Coote. Out he comes, and he's fouled as he comes out. A great deal of frustration inside there in the Clooney Quin inside line. Treatment here in front of us from the Ballyea men. But let's just go back to that goal scoring chance, Tommy. Caught between the Divil and the Deep Blue Sea, I would say. But great defending from Jack Brown. Just cut across, cut off the angle. He had to strike it. It just kind of hit the goal mouth into Barry Coote. Goal chance averted. But here just in front of us, I think Niall Deasy, I think that's down after that last interaction.
Yeah, and again going back to that goal chance, I think Scanlon, we said about making the right decisions, and probably should have tapped it over the bar, because wasn't going to beat the keeper with that kind of a shot from the 21-yard line, and a chance kind of begging for that's their 2 wides by Derek Yo and a goal chance kind of begging. So the problem is, as you said, with Peter Duggan in there, the temptation is just to lump it in and hope for the best. But I think Clooney need to, to spread out the play, work the ball through the lines. And because, we spoke about the likes of Fox and Scanlon and Callum Hassett and them, they have the ability, to get on the ball. So DC now coming off, is it a blood sub?
I think it was. I don't know if it's head related. Like, he's fairly groggy coming off there at the moment. Kieran Connolly actually looked over to the Ballyea bench. Kieran's the physio, and just kind of motioned as if to say that he'd have to leave for a little while. So the helmet's going back on, so hopefully he'll be able to come back in. But he's certainly looking a little bit rattled now. It was an honest enough challenge in the air there, but Niall hopefully will be back and able to take his place. Derek Yo's been immense in this Clooney Quin half back line, winning that puck out, and off it goes towards Callum Hassett. Was he pushed in the back? He was. It was obvious enough now. Thomas Kelly arguing that particular one, but great work again from Derek Yo. And I think then for maybe a little bit of back chat, is he going to bring it forward? No, Chris is just saying take the free from where it is, just inside the 65 metre line. Derek Yo to take it. 2 big possessions for him now at the start of this second half. We've 3.5 gone. O'Sullivan Hansbury Motors, our commentary sponsors. Derek Yo with the free, pretty much dead straight in front of the post. Let's see, can he do what the man in the other red helmet normally does and pots that chance over. That's a great score from Derek Yo. Big start for Clooney Quin. First point of the second half. It's back to 3. Now 11-8.
Yeah, again, Derek Yo, has been unerring from long distance frees, and as well as being able to score. He's caught the last couple of puck outs here from Ballyea, so they'll be looking for Coote probably to switch it to maybe a hooligan. Looks like he's gone to the far side now.
Yep, and Chris Maguire sent him going back and take that puck out again. I wasn't ready, so he's back out in the middle of the park. Ball goes long. Maguire just watching this breaking ball here underneath us. Let's see. Sam Scanlon's inside trying to pick it up. Kelly's lurking around there as well. Thomas Kelly is the man that comes away with it. It's been tracked there by Trevor Lee. Good work from Trevor just to interrupt the flow. John Cahill breaks it up, and there's a boot thrown at that particular one, but Gudgie picks it up. Thought about the shot. Great strike. There was a hurling on flying because of the block down. Brilliant work rate from a Clooney Quin point of view. Callum Hassett. Ball just touched away from him there by Tony Kelly. Jack Brown right on his shoulder. Back to Derek Yo. Very unconventional hand pass out here to this near side of the ground. That's Conor Grogan about to pick it up. Shortens the grip. Nice little ball inside. Well trapped there. Good work from Callum Hassett trying to go by Jack Brown. Brought to ground, but legally so, says the referee. Eventually though giving the free. Great work from Grogan. That's exactly what you want to see from your team in terms of work rate, Tommy. Pick up the ball, hit on a swivel, see who's next up, and absolutely fight for it.
Yeah, and again the Ballyea management not happy, because I think they would have thought that Jack Brown had originally held up, I think, Callum Hassett maybe into overcarrying, but Derek Yo has a chance now again to bring it back to a 2-point game, is it?
Yeah, it's 11-8 at the moment in favour of Ballyea. Derek Yo to make it 11-9. Now Barry Cullinan is below, giving an earful there to John Bugler, who's our linesman on this near side of the ground. The free from Kyo just goes left and wide. He was trying to find the breeze to tail it inside the left hand upright. And as Roy Keane said a number of years ago, whose phone is that? Phone going off here in the commentary box, but it's put off.
Mine is off.
But sure, we're professionals, Tom. They're here beside us anyway. Long puck out from Barry Coote. This time does look for Tygo Hulacan. Drops behind him, and John Cahill is the quickest to pick it up, but not the quickest to get it away. And it's allowed that breaking ball to come in towards Mossy Gavin. Everyone roaring that was a free. Gavin gives it back to Niall DC. Back on the pitch. Long, direct attacking ball. That's a great score from Niall DC. That's his 4th of the evening. That's his 2nd from play. It's back out to a 4-point margin. Ballyea 12. Clooney Quin 8. Barry Cullinan still arguing the point below here with John Bugler, who in fairness to him, the one defence I'll give to John Bugler is he doesn't have a whistle.
Yeah, and he probably has his ears closed as well.
Yeah, he's well off. Ball in the full back line there. Peter Casey foul for Ballyea now, who just have to weather this little mini storm, but they've done it. 6.5 gone. The margin remains 4 points, and you'd have to say on a work rate point of view between them two, 65s or maybe even beyond it to the 45s, Ballyea are winning that battle.
They are, yeah, and again, just Clooney Quin are just struggling to get, to pick up any break or get onto second ball there, for the breaks and that, and so Clooney, Ballyea, look at, they have loads of experience in their lineup, and they'll be quite happy, to keep it tight, keep it nice and tight and physical around that middle third.
Jack Brown, Ballyea facing into the wind here in the second half, leading by 4 with 7 minutes gone in the second half. It's Jack Brown with the free again. DC is the target down. Otago Huracan almost coming on to. Did he manage to hold on to that? No, is the answer to that one. Giving it back here, and it's a long direct ball once again, dropping right in towards the post and dropping again straight between them. Derek Keogh, what a performance from him with the number 5 jersey. 2 from play and 2 from freeze. Cuts it back to 3 once again. 12-9. This one is going to swing every which way, I think.
Yeah, he always has that ability as he, going up through the ranks of being a brilliant striker of the ball. Now had a lot to do there, but had the aid of the breeze and put it over.
And he breaks down the puck out here as well. Sam Scanlon looking to get onto it. So too is Fergal Gannan, who's been introduced to the Ballyea defence here in this second half as well. Long ball from Cian Kirby looking to play that inside line again. The ruck develops. Tygo Hulacan was the intended target, but it's Sam Scanlon that comes away with it for the Clooney Quinman. Does a hurl inside. Gorgeous pick up from Niall Deasy. Just bounced the ball off the ground, got it up into his hand. Tries to go through the challenges, but there's just too many of them there. And Shane McNamara is the man that picks it up and switches the point of attack. Long ball into space. Dan and Fox will love this. Let's see if he can get it up and take on his man. It's a fairly formidable target in front of him though, so he just stands back, looks at the post. If he puts it between them, that's a big score and a big momentum shifter as he gets his first point of the evening. It's now 12-10 in favour of Ballyea, 38 on the clock.
Yeah, I think if Clooney Quin can get the ball out that middle third and hit that inside line, there's lots of space in front of those guys with between Peter Duggan and Fox in there. They have the ability to get the scores.
Gudgie is the man that picks it up, transfers it all the way across. That's a dangerous enough ball, but Tygo Hulacan just gets there ahead of Keogh on that occasion. It goes right down the middle and fouled as well there outside. Good work from the Ballyea men. There was Thomas Kelly that was fouled. So we're just again a couple of subs being lined up here. 26 for Ballyea is Kieran McDonnell, so he'll be coming onto the field very shortly. Fiona Whelan just giving the sub slip here to John Bugler, and he in turn passes on the message to Chris Maguire that once this ball has gone dead from the Niall DC free, which we assume it will, and I'd imagine it'll be another point as well as the umpire goes for the white flag. So DC with the free and Ballyea now about to go to the bench, and we'll just wait and see. Coming onto the pitch, as we said, is number 26 Kieran McDonnell. He's heading in towards the forward division. Is he telling Tygo Hulacan that he's coming off field? So that's the change. Kieran McDonnell wearing 26, coming on for number 12, Tyg O'Hulacan. So 13-10, 3 between them, exactly 39-40 on the clock in O'Garney Park 6 Mile Bridge. The evening sun gone behind the clouds now for the night, but no fear of it getting dark or anything like that. Peter Duggan is the target for this puck out again. The puck out's now reaching right down past that 45 metre line when Killian Duggan hits the belt to them, so you can imagine they're going to go fairly direct. Peter Duggan with a little flick in there, and that's going to be another free out for Ballyea, who again just on the breaking ball, it's just night and day from what we saw the last time.
Yeah, they're using all their experience and know-how, and they haven't been county champions over the last couple of years, and indeed Munster club champions by not having all that experience, and they're putting it all to use because maybe the legs might have slowed down, but the head and the eye is still well in there with those guys from Ballyea.
And there's 10 minutes gone now in the second half, so we've only 20 to go, and they're still holding that 3-point advantage.
Yeah, and again they'll be quite happy to keep it tight, keep it the way the game played the game on Ballyea's terms.
Long ball for the Clooney Quin defence to deal with here, and let's see, can they? Transferring it back to Killian Duggan, throws it up into the air, throws the ball up into the sky, down this near side the pitch it comes, but beats everybody, including Barry Cullinan, who made an attempt to keep it in. Not sure how much he meant of it really, to be honest, but the ball does go out over the sideline, so it's going to be a line ball once again to be taken by Ballyea. Remember, playing into the breeze here in the second half. Chris Maguire just saying, come on, let's get on with it. Tony Kelly throwing down 2 balls, he just needs the one. And Paul Flanagan making a run across. Tony Doll take his time with this one. Has put down a couple of very busy weeks, bringing a special guest around the county to all those cool camps, Mr. Liam McCarthy, and great to see it in the county, of course. Conor Grogan picks up that ball from the breaking possession. Now who picks it up? That one, that's Cian Kirby, just exactly on the halfway line, transfers it to the far side of the ground. John Cahill has just stepped back now as the spare man back around that half back line for Clooney Quin, puts the ball on the hurley, tries to break through the challenge, needs to get it away, but took a little bit too much out of it, through the ball as well as he was just going to ground. So again, from a Clooney Quin point of view now, game management will be important, because you have to say, when you're in trouble in that half back line and you've got that breeze behind you, just let it in.
Yeah, but I think Clooney Quin are probably, they're so intent on taking them on, and I think, you take the ball into contact against bigger, stronger, more experienced team, they will turn you over or they will hurl you up. But I think Clooney Quin need to spread it out, use the ball a lot better, but use it quicker, not take it into contact.
Niall Deasy will have the free, maybe 50 or so metres out from the post. Again, at the road goal end here of O'Garney Park, as he comes to pick that ball, striking it. He's usually fairly on the money. The umpire, is he coming for the white flag? He is. That's DC's third of the second half. It's his sixth in total. He's got 3 from frees, 2 from play, and 1 from a 65. And it's 14-10. Ballyea leading with 42.5 minutes on the clock. Ball breaks down towards Callum Hassett. Grogan was going in to try and pick it up as well. In goes Paul Flanagan. Ryan Taylor right there with him too. But it's Flanagan that comes away with it, getting wrapped up there with a combination of players. A few of them.
Throw it again.
Yeah, again it's thrown. A few of them lads were at his wedding, but they're showing absolutely no sympathy to him here this afternoon. I suppose that's what.
Bit of lip.
So Chris Maguire is going to go in and just drop it.
Jack, is it? Hardly Jack. Jack would never do that, would he?
You'd never know, but whoever it was anyway, it wasn't to Chris Maguire's liking, so it's going to be a free in for Peter Duggan, and it's important for them because the next point, if it came for Ballyea, you're talking a 5-point lead. Now it comes back to 3. You just have to keep that scoreboard ticking from a Clooney Quin point of view.
Yeah, and again, because and then Clooney Quin are chasing the game, but I suppose from a Clooney Quin point of view, probably they need to get Peter Duggan and Ryan Taylor on the ball a bit more. Clooney Quin or Ballyea will be quite happy just to spoil, as you said there, under the ball, just break the ball away and deny clear possession. Clooney Quin need their big players on the ball. 3 between them, I should say, as we are on the verge of the final quarter of this contest. Jimmy Curry looking to get the team moving. He looks at the post, he sends the ball flying, it's gone between them. That's a massive score for Captain and Forna. Jimmy Curry, huge score indeed, as it puts just 2 points between them. 44 on the clock. Yeah, and again it's about Clooney. It could have been at the other end. It's about Clooney Quin just keeping the scoreboard ticking up. They don't have to go chasing the game now. Make good decisions, work the ball nearer to the goals, and get their shooters on the ball. Puck out aim down there towards Niall Deasy, but that's brilliantly claimed in the air from a Clooney Quin point of view. Back it comes to Callum Hassett. It was Trevor Lee, the man that won it initially. Low ball into the corner for Peter Duggan. He sets the feed, he tries to go by, he's taken down, he puts the ball over the bar, but back will come for the free. And the advantage rule is there for a reason. Now I don't know, you wouldn't leave him off there. He was 1-on-1 in the goals. No, he blew it over the bar. Yeah, Peter Duggan did when he did get the shot off. But yeah, I do agree. But did he? But he pointed it after the whistle. So I'm just wondering, if he hadn't heard the whistle, would he try to bury it? You know what I mean? Oh yeah. You let the advantage go in those scenarios. I think without a doubt that's what he had on his mind, and I think probably he hit the ball so high and hard out of pure frustration, I'd say. But he'll put the score on the board now. Peter Casey with the other card. Is there any? Now I'm not an expert on the rules or anything like that, but we've seen 2 situations now where that has happened, but both times a card has been issued. So if you deem it an offence that's worthy of a card, do you then stop the play rather than give the advantage? I'm not sure. Yeah, the time elapsed, and there's a lot of. Oh, Duggan goes for it again, as we saw him do the first day against Aero, but it's missed. That's a huge one. If you pop that over, there's just 1 between them. Peter went for green, and Ballyea have absolutely kept it out, and Gudgie was the man tidying it up on the far side of the ground. Out they come with it. Ballyea raiding down that far side of the ground, played off right down here towards Niall Deasy. Up they go for it. Derek Ho breaking it down. Coming onto it there is the man that came in a while ago, Kieran MacDonald, but that's going to be possession once again for Clooney Quin. But let's go back to that free. Do you put those over? Yeah, he did it the last day, so I think probably the defences will be on guard, and when you had Jack Brown and Flanagan and was Kelly on the line, they'll know he has the ability to get it, but probably coming to bring the game. Was it a 1-point game? Yeah, it would have been, and again now it does it could have swung back the other way, but Clooney Quin now on the ball. Derek Keogh, will he elect to go, or will he elect to put it into space? I think I heard Fergal Lynch telling them to get inside. So O'Donnell is taken off for Ballyea, and coming on there is Daniel Costello wearing the number 24 jersey. Free for Derek Keogh, right in the shadow of the Tom Morey Memorial stand. Maybe 100 metres or so out from the post, once again pumping it right in towards that danger zone. It's dropping dangerously around inside, and nobody can make contact with it, so it goes out to the left hand side and wide. It's a frustrating one as a coach to see those happen. Yeah, and from someone that played in there's nothing more frustrating. I think when you have the ability and the pace of Fox and Hesed and them, I think it suits him going in. Even if Peter Duggan wins it, he's well surrounded. I think they need to open up and stretch that Ballyea defence.
It's 14 points to 12, 47 minutes on the clock. It's Ballyea leading by 2. We're now right in the teeth of this championship battle. John Cahill and Cahill O'Connor outside, they're picking it up. Gudgie, quick as a flash, comes in. Back it goes to Paul Flanagan, dinks a lovely ball down the line, but that's well read there by Trevor Lee. Big imposing figure with the number 14 jersey on his back. Back it comes, long direct attacking ball. Brian McInerney lashing it out of the defence in towards Dannon Fox, who was fouling his man as he comes out. Peter Duggan is getting frustrated inside there. I just wonder, for 5 or 6 minutes, do you bring him out and get him more involved?
Yeah, I think you do, because again, he's at the mercy of the ball that's gone in, and I think Ballyea will be quite happy just to keep him out of possession.
Fantastic hands there, brilliant take by Gavin, and Tony Kelly sweeps off the shoulder. One of those trademark Tony Kelly scores. That's class. That's absolutely brilliant from the All-Ireland winning captain. Off the shoulder, Mossy Gavin with a brilliant take in the first instance, but sweeping around in the loop. How often have we seen that? Shortening up the grip on the left hand side and putting 3 between them. Massive swing. It could have been 1 with that Peter Duggan free. Now it's 3, but Duggan is the man that goes up in the clouds and wins that puck out. Plays it out here towards Callum Hassett, straightens himself up and pops it over. It's back to 2 immediately. This is a really, really good contest. 15-13. It's Ballyea leading. There's 12 plus to go.
Again, Hassett made himself available. In fairness, Peter Duggan spotted him, and I suppose the Ballyea defenders will be drawn into the likes of Peter Duggan, so it's important that he has options when he's on the ball.
Peter Casey taking the puck out short. Duggan tries to stand him up. Casey just gets away from him, but gets the hand pass away, and it's Ryan Taylor that comes in from a very, very tight angle. That's a lesson in pure persistence from Ryan Taylor, getting his 2nd point of the evening, and now it's back to 1. It's 15-14. What a brilliant game this is. Ryan Taylor, absolutely sharp as attack going in on that one, and 48 coming up on 49 minutes gone. It's now they're saying 15. Oh no, it is 15-40. That scoreboard is the bane of my life this evening. Long ball across, picked up. Jimmy Curry whips on it first time. Who said ground hurling was dead? Sam Scanlon goes off. He's racing there, but Jack Brown tries to pick it up. Jack gets the hurley in just at the right time. They're very, very close to the sideline here. John Bugler is there. He agrees that it did go out. It's going to be a line ball and a relieving clearance now for Ballyea, who for the first time this evening are just coming under the pump a small bit.
They are, and again, it's noticeable that Clooney Quin have changed it up. They're hitting the ball in shorter and in front of their inside line, which gives that forward line the ability to get on the ball.
Ball is cut, great connection on that one, and it flies down here into space in front of us. Nice little pick up there, first touch is good. Out it comes to Keane Kirby, great little flick up it was there from Kieran MacDonald. Kirby comes in and he's been fouled. He put the ball over the bar just as the whistle was blown, but once again we're going to come back because there's going to be a carte bouille shown here to one of the Clooney Quin defenders, but that's a big move now, and of course they have to convert it yet, but that's what you want when you come under pressure. Pick a score and just relieve it.
Yeah, and again it's about making the right decisions, and I think in fairness, the Ballyea Kirby showed well for the ball, and when you show for the ball, you give the player on the ball options. And again, DC now should be relatively easy for DC.
John Cahill currently has the ball. Niall Deasy is telling Chris Maguire, I need that to take the free. John Cahill is bringing it away out from where it was initially awarded, is he? Yeah, and Deasy bringing it back in just to cut down the angle a small bit. Fergal Lynch just issuing instructions here in front of us as we watch DC. 15-14 at the moment. Ballyea leading. 50 minutes on the clock. We're inside the last 10 plus the additional time, and Deasy's put the free wide. He's put the free to the left and wide. That's generally bread and butter for a man of his capabilities. For whatever reason, whether the lift was
just next at it, I think he wasn't that relaxed over the ball as he normally was.
Puck out taken long down this near channel, and it's brilliant stick work there by Peter Duggan to pick that ball up. Peter Casey on his shoulder, Duggan out by the sideline, tries one from an outrageous angle. Peter Duggan take a bow. That's simply brilliant from a class act. Peter Duggan right out on the sideline. It's 15-all. There's nothing between them with 9 to play.
Yeah, I was watching a game on Clubber last week where Austin Gleeson got a great score, and they were raving about it. But to have that ability to do that under so much pressure, defender near the sideline. Great score, inspirational score for Clooney.
Tidy stick work there from Jimmy Corrie. Can he put his side into the lead? Doesn't look like that one's going to do it. No, it just drops right and wide. 15 all. O'Sullivan Hansbury Motors, our commentary sponsors. 51-30 on the clock. 30 points shared evenly between the sides here. Not a bad scoring average, but plenty wides and plenty chances left behind as well. But that is the heat of championship battle. Puck out dropping down there on top of Tony Kelly, breaking it down in front of him. Thomas Kelly is the man that comes away with it. Now Tony's off the shoulder, hitting towards that central channel. Grogan is after him. Kelly's going, cuts the angle, still goes through. What a save! Brilliant from Killian Duggan. Just got the stick to it. Danger not clear though. It's out with Niall Deasy. Very close to the end line. Plays it all the way across and it's touched into the back of the net. And Clooney, that's a brilliant. Is it checking it? There's a VAR check here in 6 Mile Bridge. We're the only ones with the video footage.
The umpires
was he in the square?
The umpires,
it was touched in, was it? Oh, that was a brilliant ball. But go back to the initial chance, almost like that goal in the All-Ireland with Kelly. Put the ball back on the hurley, controlled it 2 or 3 times, and then had fired it down to the bottom corner. Brilliant save from Killian Duggan. DC turned it across. It was eventually turned into the net, but let's see what the decision here is going to be.
Flags,
no, they are. It's a square ball. Massive call. The man with the green flag is coming for the white one, and there's a little bit of after us. Killian Duggan going after Tony Kelly, Shane McNamara going after Niall Deasy.
The umpires, I think, will be,
it's all a little bit needless. I know it's fiery, I know there's a lot in the line, but there was a needless kind of a dunt there now, I have to say, into the back of Tony Kelly. One of those that was on the blind side, in between the shoulder. There's interaction here on the sideline as well. All needless. But I have to say, the man that created that first challenge is the man to blame.
Yeah, I think Clooney Quin got away with this, I think, and then to go do...
Yeah, what was done there now, that's a dirty one when a fella's walking away and he gets in between the shoulder blades. That's not nice.
Did Chris Maguire see it, or will he rely on his umpires?
I'm afraid he'll have to have seen it, because...
But just going back to the goal chance, I think, Kelly did, but I'll credit Grogan, the centre-back, because the temptation was, and Kelly knew he was there. He didn't have a free shot at it, and I'd credit, Grogan with... great discipline, but tracked him all the way when it was easier to pull him down, and sometimes you ride your luck.
Yeah, we're just having a little look back at it here, and we'll leave the referee to decide it. He doesn't have the luxury of the replays we have here on that particular one. But Chris Maguire now in a good long consultation with his umpires inside. It was fairly unseemly now, I have to say, at times, both on the field and here in front of us as well. But that has been bubbling all game. 15 between them. We'll have significant additional time now because of this stoppage. And we've fought 6 of normal time to go. Now out comes Chris Maguire. He's calling a couple of players across. Killian Duggan could be. Now it depends on the leniency of the referee and what he says that the umpires have told him. So let's just see.
He's telling the other guy to go away. Shane McNamara is being called over, is it?
Yeah, so there was a couple of bits and pieces, shall we say, that he has to deal with. So Chris Maguire,
needless, I think, would be the word to say, because I think they had got away. It was in their favour that the goal was disallowed. Yellow.
Yeah, right. Okay. Shane McNamara and Killian Duggan both going into the referee's notebook, and I would say that's... Yeah, right. So let's just see. So the free is going to be taken by Killian Duggan. Now the game is right there on the melting pot. The next score in this could be absolutely huge in terms of swinging that momentum for the closing stages. Ball breaking down in front of us. Peter Duggan foraging, looking for it here away to our right hand side. Thomas Kelly has been very good on breaking ball throughout this game as well. So too has Sam Scanlon. Picks that ball up, but just on the back foot and a little bit off balance. Never got a clean connection on it. It goes left and wide. 4.5 plus the additional time to go. It stays 15 points apiece. Ballyea, August Clooney Quincha. Long ball down, up the hands go for the game. Kelly is the quickest to that breaking ball, getting away from Brian McInerney. Down along the sideline he comes, and just did he step out over it? No, says the referee, so the play continues. Picked up and tidied up there by Shane McNamara. He's in a lonesome spot inside in the corner. He needs help to bring it out. He gets it from Derek Yo, turns around, pings a lovely ball across to Jimmy Corrie, who had found a little bit of space in the middle. Gets around the challenge. Ball back in the hurley. Plays the hand pass over here to Ryan Taylor. This is all happening just shy of the Clooney Quin 65 metre line. Now the play is down the other side of the pitch, but only down into the waiting arms there of Paul Flanagan. Picks it up and strides past the 45-metre line. Along down it comes towards Keane. Kirby, bit of space in front of him. Derek Yo's in front of him too. Kirby bounces the ball off the ground. There was a late tackle there from Derek Yo. Now in fairness to him, it was in every effort to get the ball, but just the pace of Kirby and the little bit of a swerve that came with the sidestep, it was mistimed. Yellow card, nothing else, but crucially from a Ballyea point of view, a free in.
Yeah, I think Kirby probably invited the attack. Now he bounced the ball. I don't think Derek Yo expected him to bounce the ball, but he just invited him to come in and tackle him. And look at that, there was nothing malicious in it. It was mid contact. It's the yellow card. DC will be anxious now to make up for the one that he hit wide the last time. So centre of the field, probably 55 yards out,
roughly that. Mike Curry is bouncing here in front of us. He'll be coming on to the Clooney Quin side very, very shortly. Niall Deasy has that free for Ballyea. The umpire is coming out and he's looking for the white flag because he's nudged them back in front once again. It's now 16 points to Ballyea, 15 to Clooney Quin, 3 plus, I would say, a significant injury time to come.
Yeah, probably up in 5 minutes, I suppose.
Yeah.
Again, Clooney now probably need to make right decisions. They need to get their main players on the ball to get into a position to get that equaliser.
They'll shove Trevor Lee a little bit closer to goal now. His physical presence needed on those puckouts. Flicks the ball away. The flag is up. That's Aaron Hogg of Clonlara, top inter-county camogie referee as well, but he's going to signal that line ball, and it's going to be Gudgy that'll take it. Coming off the Clooney Quin team there is Dannon Fox. So Mike Curry for Dannon Fox. Mike going right in towards that forward division, and let's just see where this line ball is going to end up. Nobody's in any major hurry to take it from a Ballyea point of view. They've sent Tony Kelly back to do it. He now deciding he's going to roam from 65 to 65 and a little bit with it as well to close out these last couple of minutes. 2 plus the additional time to go. Kelly with the line ball. Good connection. Right into the middle it comes. How's the control outside there from Kieran McDonald? Excellent is the answer. Lays it off Paul Flanagan. The ball just going to ground as he tries to come onto it again. Still flicking it out ahead of him. Flanagan. Can he pick it and turn? He can. There's someone near him if he wants him. That's Fergal Ganan. The two red helmets combine. Pings a lovely ball into the middle to Mossy Gavin. Mossy sends it on its way, but it's gone left and wide. That would have been a massive score. It's gone left and wide. Clooney Quin are going to the bench once again. Well, the man that got the goal late on the last day is going to join the other Duggan inside. They even run the same as Martin goes in to join Peter, and we know what that'll mean from a Clooney Quin perspective.
Yeah, they'll be going route one. Who's coming off it here? Sam Scandon, yep. I think, is it? Yeah.
So power for pace in these last couple of minutes. Sam has ran himself into the ground. He has been absolutely brilliant, making those often selfless runs inside in that inside line. Puck out here to John Cahill. Needs to trap this because Mossy Gavin's right on his shoulder, and Mossy has taken it off him. Steps inside. John goes back to try and get that spare arm moving, and he manages to get the ball back to the ground. Out it comes to Niall DC. Did he go out over the line? He might have, but the ball didn't. Back into Mossy Gavin again. Gets the hand pass clear. Chance now for King Kirby. Sells the dummy. Gets inside Derek Yo. He's going to strike it off the stick, and he's going to strike it over the bar. What a time to get your first point of the evening as we look and wait and see. There's another Niall DC's down on the ground here as well. 17-15. It's Ballyea leading. 59 and a half gone. It's Ronan Keane just indicating that there's going to be 3 minutes of additional time. I'd be surprised if it's that little, to be honest. But Niall DC just on the ground here in front of us. He's been in the wars this evening. He's taken a few big hits.
He's talking into the collar. I think Chris is probably said maybe to John Bugler if they're wired up there, what did he see, or maybe one of the umpires to give him a handout, but I think Chris Maguire was just going to say we'll get on with it.
Yeah,
I think Derek, I think from a Ballyea point of view, I think they've got a real turn out of their bench. Kirby, O'Donnell, McDonald, you said those players have made real impacts on the field.
Yeah, Niall Deasy just has to leave the field to come back on because the helmet left his head there for a while as Peter Duggan goes up to try and pick this ball. He does, gets it the second time of asking, took a big hit too while doing it, but he's well able to take them. He has the ball still on the ground. Tony Kelly is the man that'll bring it clear onto the hurley, flicks it out that far side of the ground. I don't know, is that the brick flick now or the Levy pass, whatever way you want to call it. Paul Flanagan is the man that has it, returns it back to Kelly. He's behind his own 65 metre line, just gets it right into the teeth of the danger zone. Up they go for a brilliant take it was. Absolutely top class defending, and it's Clooney Quin bringing it clear. Long ball down this near side the ground. Callum Hassett is the man that has it. Two Ballyea men between him. He tries to go between the two of them, pits the ball right in. Now it's the first opportunity for Corey inside. Can he get it into the hand? He's just struggling with it at the moment. Coming in to help him there is Trevor Lee. The ruck develops. Corey has it. He's trying to break clear of the tackle. Was he held back? Referee Maguire has the hand up for the advantage. That's really good busy play there from Mike Corrie. Didn't control it first time, but fought back and make sure he got it on the second occasion. Peter Duggan now with an opportunity to put just 1 point between the sides with 61 minutes on the clock. We'll try and get an indication of the additional time here underneath us. Peter takes the free. It goes between the posts. There's 1 point between them. It's 17-16. 4 minutes of additional time, and we have 90 seconds of that already played.
Yeah, again, bring it back to a 1 point game now. I think Ballyea now will be keen now to win this puck out, keep the ball away, keep it up in the other half of the pitch.
It's down towards Niall DC. Brilliant control from DC, from Hurley to hand as he goes down past us here with Evan Maxted on his shoulder. Gets the call behind him. Fergal Gannan, the Kildysert footballer, looks up, plays the ball all the way across. That's an inviting ball for a back to break down, but Cian Kirby on it once again, pirouettes around, flicks it outside. Oh, that's brilliant play. Is it going to be a chance for Ballyea to seal it? Is it Kieran MacDonald that can do it? He certainly can. There's 2 between them once again. The 2022 county champions lead by 18 points to 16. We've 2 minutes of the additional time left to play.
Yeah, as I said, 2 subs combining Kirby and MacDonald there, so a great score. Now Clooney Quin are going to get 2 points, or they're going to try and manufacture a goal because time is running out, and so is their championship aspirations.
Thomas Kelly with a long crossfield ball once again. That's brilliant running. The energy they've taken off the bench has been absolutely top class. Mossy Gavin is the man taking it down and going with him, but he's not able to keep with him. Is Brian McInerney. Mossy goes, he pumps the fist. It's Ballyea by 3. What a brilliant response in this sec, is
no
it?
Signal.
There's no, but I thought the
signal.
other fella, I thought your man on the right told your man put up the flag. No, he hasn't.
He
No, he
yeah,
does.
He did,
yeah,
yeah.
Mossy Gavin. It is Ballyea by 3, but they weren't overly sure about it. I just thought from our eye line here, even on a darkening night in the bridge, that ball had just crept inside. So 19 points to 16. It's now goal or nothing for Clooney Quin to get the result. We've 1 minute of additional time to go. Long ball down, flicking it around the corner there, but again it's Ballyea coming away with it. What brilliant game smarts they have showed in this second half. Lovely little 1-2 play there. In comes Tony Kelly to pick it up, looks down the line, plays it down the line. Lovely inviting ball it is. It's very, very close to the sideline. There's a little bit of a slip there. Ball goes out over the sideline, so John Bugler says that's a line ball for Clooney Quin. It's taken quickly. Was it taken too quickly? No, they're coming away with it. Evan Maxted down the line. It comes to Jimmy Corrie. Foul there by Niall DC, just on the 45 metre line at this near side of the pitch. Now this will only mean one thing. Everybody's reversing. It's like there's an awful slope, Johnny, towards that scoreboard.
Yeah,
goal.
but it looks like Cathal O'Connor has gone back on into to take up Peter Duggan, so probably matching up there with the aerial strength. But look at, there's only last play of the game here.
Yep.
Except there's 4 minutes. Obviously he'll allow maybe, but if this ball goes dead, I think it'll be it on the puck out.
Derek Yo is the man that's going to launch it. It's just going to have to hang around that 13 metre line. It's dropping dangerously inside. Breaking ball. It'll be important. Peter Duggan, and somehow someone got a block on it.
65.
And it's gone out for a 65, so we'll
lob it in again.
Reset and repeat. Duggan just swiped at it, hoping it would bust the net, but somebody somewhere got it blocked within a Ballyea jersey, and Niall DC is now scampering back to help out. There is only two Ballyea defenders not inside their 45 metre line.
Yeah, I think Duggan now I think one of the Duggans now are going to have to get a Hurley to this, because even if they win possession, there's lots of bodies back there. So I think one of these old-fashioned one-handed swings, maybe just to put it, to deflect it into the net rather than getting a catch.
I was watching a wall ball session on YouTube that Martin Fogarty did, and that was one of the skills he was working on. Let's see, can Clooney Quin do it? Oh, Jack Brown is the man. Jack Brown takes it off the line and puts it out for a 65, and again the afters happen, but we will have to come back. There will be time for that last 65 to be taken, will there? The umpire inside has his hand up, but it was Jack Brown. But
who got the touch in the air?
I don't think one was Jack Brown put it out. Jack Brown was the man that saved it off the line. I don't think he got a touch on its flight in.
I thought it took a deflection.
But brilliant from Jacko to put it just behind, and it's going to be another 65 when all this calms down. Chris Maguire, he's as busy as any secretary down there.
Tom Kelly, is it?
Yellows flashed. I think Ryan Taylor and I think Mossy Gavin was around there as well. But anyway, it's going to be another 65. This is it, the play that will define the game, the play that will define Clooney Quin's season as well, as the ball is on the 65 metre line. Derek Yo aims it towards the crossbar. Up they go for it. It's a breaking ball. It's bobbling around. It's Peter Duggan that has it. It's flicking, and it's who's going to have it? It's still Duggan, one-handed. It's just gone in. and it's just as it crept just over. It just about cleared the crossbar. It was Peter Duggan was the man that got the hurley to it, one-handed. It leaves just one between them, but I think it's now immaterial.
Yeah, and again, when he got possession, he just couldn't get the strike off, and that was credit to Ballyea. That had lots of bodies back there.
Chris Maguire has blown the full-time whistle. What a gritty result that is for the Ballyea men. The slimmest between them here in 6 Mile Bridge. Brilliant first half performance with the breeze, and then to back it up the way they did, they had to go right down to the bootstraps, Tommy, but by God, when they were questioned, had they the answers.
Yeah, and we spoke about that, that they revel in these games, where they would have been disappointed by their own high standards. They still had to come out and play, but I think it was their overall experience, particularly around the middle third, which never gave Clooney Quin a foothold in the game. They were quite, Ballyea were quite happy, to play the game on their terms. They didn't go mad looking for scores, but when they did, they took their opportunities. I think, Clooney Quin will be disappointed. They had a couple of opportunities after half time, to bring the game back to level. But overall on the evening, I think Ballyea were the better team, showed all their know-how and knowledge, allied to the fact that I think, they got a great twist off the bench from the, Kirby, McDonald, the other forward they brought in up there, So I think, look at their championship is still alive. Clooney Quin now probably are at, they're at someone else's mercy now to get a result in, but they'll be disappointed because I think they would have come into the game and would have fancied their chances. I think they have a young, pacey, fast team, but I just don't think that Ballyea allowed them to play the game that Clooney Quin wanted to play, and Ballyea played the game on their terms and came out on top, and I think justifiably so. I mean, look at the big players. DC stood up, Jack Brown stood up, Paul Flanagan stood up, Kelly stood up. All those guys have been here before. It's nothing new to them, but write them off at your peril. They're right back in it now.
They certainly are, and just looking at it, I think that kind of ends Clooney Quin's chances in terms of a quarter-final spot, because they're now 2 games with no points. Clonlara have 2, Erogue have 2. That'll change tomorrow, one or the other way, and Ballyea now have 2. So even if Clooney Quin win their last game and they're level with Ballyea, the head-to-head comes into it.
Yeah, no, and I think it's a disappointing evening for Clooney Quin. They probably came into the championship with great hopes. Narrowly lost out, to Erogue by a point and lose 2 points this evening. Sport is cruel, but that's what championship brings, and I think it's the greater know-how. Now, look at Ballyea have all that in abundance, but they still had to go out and dog it out when it needed to be dogged out. They took their chances. Didn't panic. The goal was disallowed. They kept hurling, kept their heads, and got the last 2 or 3 scores, which were crucial. Clooney Quin, Derek Keogh had a great. Shane Mack used all his experience there, to keep him in that game there. But I just think around the middle third, Ballyea bossed the game, and I think that was the difference in the end. That middle third, throw in Cathal O'Connor, throw in anyone there that played there. They all did the work in that engine room, and go to the 3rd round now with their championship hope still alive.
They certainly do, and just to let people know that on the field after the match, the 2 managers shook hands and it was all very amicable. So let's look at it's the heated championship. It's all over. Exactly, it's all over, and it is all over, and it's Ballyea who have won, and they now go, as Tommy says, with a hope in that final round game. My thanks to Tommy here on analysis, to all the Clare GA TV crew, to passing on the gang back at base, and a final word of thanks as well to our commentary sponsors, O'Sullivan and Hansbury Motors. The commentary road show rolls on to Dr. Daly Park tomorrow. Scariff versus Broadford. We'll have updates from all the other games as well, and we're back out then for the big one, Clonlara versus Erogue on Sunday, and also updates from Cusick Park and everywhere else besides. Speaking of Pat Flynn, he's up next. To enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. One of them, good hands from Scanlon. He decides to head for goal. He's 21 out. Across comes Jack Brown. Low ball inside. Well dealt with by Barry Coote. Out he comes. Yeah. So hopefully he'll be able to come back in, but he's certainly looking a little bit rattled now. It was an honest enough challenge in the air there, but Niall hopefully will be back and able to take his place. Derek Keogh's been immense in this Clooney Quin half back line, winning that puck out, and off it goes towards Callum Hassett. Was he pushed in the back? He was. It was Even Hansbury Motors, our commentary sponsors. Derek Keogh with the free, pretty much dead straight in front of the posts. Let's see, can he do what the man in the other red helmet normally does and pots that chance over. About to pick it up, shortens the grip, nice little ball inside, well trapped there, good work from Callum Hassett, trying to go by Jack Brown, brought to ground but legally so, says the referee, eventually though giving the free. And does look for Tadhg Holocaust, drops behind him, and John Cahill is the quickest to pick it up but not the quickest to get it away, and it's allowed that breaking ball to come in towards Mossy Gavin. Everyone roaring that was a free. Gavin gives it back to Niall DC, back on the pitch, long direct attacking ball, that's the target down. Tadhg Holocaust almost coming onto it. Did he manage to hold on to that? No is the answer to that one. Giving it back here, and it's a long direct ball once again, dropping right in towards the box. Back long ball into space. Dannon Fox will love this. Let's see if he can get it up and take on his man. It's a fairly formidable target in front of him though, so he just stands back, looks at the post. If he puts it between,
is he to get the scores? Gudgy
is the man that picks it up, transfers it all the way across. That's a dangerous enough ball, but Tadhg Holocaust just gets there ahead of Keogh on that occasion and goes right down the middle and foul John Bugler, and he in turn passes on the message to Chris Maguire that once this ball has gone dead from the Niall DC free, which we assume it will, and I'd imagine it'll be another point as well, as the umpire John Cahill has just stepped back now as the spare man back around that half back line for Clooney Quin, puts the ball on the hurley, tries to break through the challenge, needs to get it away but took a little bit too much out of it. Through post again at the road goal end here of O'Garney Park as he comes to pick that ball, striking it. He's usually fairly on the money. The umpire, is he coming for the white? Going to be a free in for Peter Duggan, and it's important for them because the next point, if it came for Ballyea, you're talking a 5-point lead. Now it comes back to 3. You just have to keep that scoreboard ticking from a Clooney Quin point of view. As we are 3 between them, I should say, as we are on the verge of the final quarter of this contest. Jimmy Curry looking to get the team moving. He looks at the post. He sends the ball flying. It's gone between them. To Callum Hassett. It was Trevor Lee, the man that won it initially. Low ball into the corner for Peter Duggan. He sets the feed, he tries to go by, he's taken down, he puts the ball over the bar, but back will come for the free, and well, the advantage.
Yeah, the time elapsed, and there's a lot of.
Oh, Duggan goes for it again, as we saw him do the first day against Éire, but it's missed. That's a huge one here towards Niall DC. Up they go for Derek Keogh, breaking it down. Coming onto it there is the man that came in a while ago, Kieran MacDonald, but that's going to be possession once again for Clooney Quin. But let's go back to in the shadow of the Tom Morey Memorial stand, maybe 100 metres or so out from the post, once again pumping it right in towards that danger zone. It's dropping dangerously around inside and nobody can make
he's at the mercy of the ball that's going in, and I think Ballyea will be quite happy just to keep him out of possession.
Fantastic hands there, brilliant take by Gavin, and Tony Kelly sweeps off the shoulder swing. It could have been 1 with that Peter Duggan free, now it's 3, but Duggan is the man that goes up in the clouds and wins that puck out, plays it out here towards Callum Hassett, straightens himself up and pops it over. It's Casey taking the puck out short. Duggan tries to stand him up. Casey just gets away from him but gets the hand pass away, and it's Ryan Taylor that comes in from a very, very tight angle. That's a lesson in pure persistence.
You need to get on the ball.
Ball is cut, great connection on that one, and it flies down here into space in front of us. Nice little pick up there, first touch is good. Out it comes to Keane Kirby, great little flick up it was there from Kieran MacDonald. Kirby comes in and he's here in front of us as we watch DC. 15-14 at the moment, Ballyea leading, 50 minutes on the clock. We're inside the last 10 plus the additional time, and DC's put the free wide. He's put puck out taken long down this near channel, and it's brilliant stick work there by Peter Duggan to pick that ball up. Peter Casey on his shoulder, Duggan out by the sideline, tries one from an outrage.
Great score, inspirational score for Clooney.
Tidy stick work there from Jimmy Curry. Can he put his side into the lead? Doesn't look like that one's going to do it. No, it just drops right and wide. 15 all down in front of him. Thomas Kelly is the man that comes away with it. Now Tony's off the shoulder, hitting towards that central channel. Grogan is after him. Kelly's going, cuts the angle, still goes through. What a save! Danger not clear though. It's out with Niall DC, very close to the end line, plays it all the way across, and it's touched into the back of the net, and Clooney, that's a brilliant, is it a VAR? They're checking it, there's a VAR. See what the decision here is going to be.
Flags, no,
they are, it's a square ball. Massive call. The man with the green flag is coming for the white one, and well, there's a little bit of after us. Killian Duggan going after Tony Kelly, Shane McNamara going after Niall DC.
The umpires, I think,
all going. It's all a little bit needless. I know it's fair of Paul Flanagan, picks it up and strides past the 45-metre line. Along down it comes towards Keane Kirby. Bit of space in front of him. Derek Hughes in front of him too. Kirby bounces the ball up. Roughly that. Mike Curry is bouncing here in front of us. He'll be coming on to the Clooney Quin side very, very shortly. Niall Deasy has that free for Ballyea. The umpire is coming out and he's
looking to get that equaliser.
They'll shove Trevor Lee a little bit closer to goal now. His physical presence needed on those puckouts. Flicks the ball away. The flag is up. That's Aaron Hogg of Clonlara. Top get in turn. He can. There's someone near him if he wants him. That's Fergal Gannon. The two red helmets combine. Pings a lovely ball into the middle to Mossy Gavin. Mossy sends it on its way, but it's gone left and the ball back to the ground. Out it comes to Niall Deasy. Did he go over the line? He might have, but the ball didn't. Back into Mossy Gavin again. Gets the hand pass clear. Chance now for Keane Kirby. Sells the dummy. Gets inside Derek Yo. He's going to strike it off the stick and he's going to strike it. Peter Duggan now with an opportunity to put just 1 point between the sides with 61 minutes on the clock. We'll try and get an indication of the additional time here underneath us. Peter,
keep the ball away, keep it up in the other half of the pitch.
It's down towards Niall Deasy. Brilliant control from Deasy, from hurley to hand as he goes down past us here with Evan Maxton on his shoulder. Gets the call behind him. Fergal Gannon, the Kildare, but Keane Kirby on it once again. Pirouettes around, flicks it outside. Oh, that's brilliant play. Is it going to be a chance for Ballyea to seal it? Is it Kieran MacDonald that can do it? He certainly can. They're able to keep with him is Brian McInerney. Mossy goes, he pumps the fist. It's Ballyea by 3. What a brilliant response in this sec, is it?
No signal.
There's no, but I thought the other fella, I thought your man on the right told your man. So John Bugler says that's a line ball for Clooney Quin. It's taken quickly. Was it taken too quickly? No, they're coming away with it. Evan Maxted down the line. It comes to Jimmy Curry. Fouled there by Niall Deasy. Eric Yo is the man that's going to launch it. It's just going to have to hang around that 13-metre line. It's dropping dangerously inside. Breaking ball. It'll be important. Peter Duggan, and somehow someone got a block on it.
Into the net rather than getting a catch.
I was watching a wall ball session on YouTube that Martin Fogarty did, and that was one of the skills he was working on. Let's see, can Clooney Quin do it? Oh, Jack Brown is the man. Jack Brown Jack Brown was the man that saved it off the line. I don't think he got a touch on its flight in.
I thought it took a deflection.
But brilliant from Jacko to put it just behind, and it's going to be another 65 when all this calms down. Chris Maguire, he's as busy as any secretary down there.
Tom Kelly, is it?
Yellows flashed. Yeah. I think Ryan Taylor and I think Mossy Gavin was around there as well. But anyway, it's going to be another 65. This is it, the play that will define the game, the play that will define Clooney Quin's season as well, as the ball is on the 65-metre line. Derek Yo aims it towards the crossbar. Up they go for it. It's a breaking ball. It's bobbing around. It's Peter Duggan that has it. It's flicking, and it's who's going to have it? It's still Duggan, one-handed. It's just gone in. And it's just has a crept just over.
Get the strike off, and that was credit to Ballyea, that had lots of bodies back there.
Chris Maguire has blown the full-time whistle. What a gritty result that is.